Hello, this is your final TinkerPlots video. This is the one for Module 4 where we will be looking at a new feature of TinkerPlots. This is the sampler feature. So I'm going to pull a sampler down here, and the one that automatically comes up is a mixer that has 3 balls in it, 2 that are labeled with A and 1 that's labeled with B. And this is going to draw 2 balls. Let's change this to just draw 1 ball at random. And this says that it's going to do it 5 times. So if I hit run, it's going to choose a ball, put it back in, record that result, choose another ball, and so on 5 times. So let's run this. We can see they're bouncing around. Chose an A. Chose a B. There's another B. A and A. So 2 out of the 5 times it chose a B, and 3 out of the 5 times it chose an A. We can look at a plot of these data points. So I pulled a plot down here, chose plot and set it here, and I'm going to color these by attribute, or maybe I'll put this attribute, which is either A or B, on the horizontal axis down here. So it has the A's on the left and the B's on the right, and I can stack them. I can put counts in there, so I can see 3 times it drew an A and 2 times it drew a B. Would this happen the same again? So let's run it again 5 times. And you can also speed this up, because sometimes, especially if you're doing a lot, it's going to take a while. This time it chose 4 A's and 1 B. We could do this maybe 100 times. And what would we expect? I'd expect about 2/3 of the time we should get A's, and about 1/3 of the time we should get a B. Will it be exactly that? Probably not, especially with just 100. So let's see what happens. 71 times we chose an A, and 29 times it chose a B. So we could, this mixer will kind of just allow us to do that. It defaulted to having 2, so let's go back to 2. This means it's going to draw 2 and record each of those. So now let's run that. And this just has currently attribute 1 on the horizontal axis. So that's just looking at what it chose A and B the first time. Let me run that again, but do it slower. And let's just do it 5 times. So let's run. First, it's going to choose attribute A and then A. So then it chose attribute 1 is B and 2 was A. Let's slow that down even more. So now it's going to choose an attribute 1 was A, attribute 2 it chose an A, and then it's going to stick that over there for our 5th one. So we can see that 4 times it selected both of them A, and 1 time it selected 1B and 1A. Right now, like I said earlier, we just have attribute 1 on our horizontal axis. Instead, let's put join on the horizontal axis. And it has A, A, and then this one time it had B, A. Notice that there weren't any where we had A first and then chose a B. Every time it chose attribute 2, it was always an A. Let's run it again and see if that same thing happens. Now that we know how this works, I'll kind of speed it up so we don't have to watch it all go. So it looks like the first time it chose an A and then a B, second time an A and then a B, third time chose both A's, A and then B, this last time it chose a B and then an A. So a lot different results than what we had the first time, because now we have 3 possibilities down here. So you can look at how the mixers, we could draw 3. We can also put more things down here. So now I have 2 A's and 2 B's, or now it's putting C's, D's. So you can put different balls down here. You can name them differently. So if we wanted to have 2 A's and 4 B's, so half of them in here are A's, and or a third of them in here are A's, and then 2/3 of them are B's, we would expect, if we were just selecting one of them, a third of the time it would be an A, and 2/3 of the time it would be a B. Currently we have it set to draw 2, so you could change this to draw 1, draw 2, you could change it to draw 3, and repeat however many times you wanted to. Let's look at something different though. Right now we have the mixer up. Let's look at the spinners. So in this spinner, the one that it defaulted to just has 2 sections, an A and a B. It looks like A is about 1/3 of it and B is 2/3. We can know for sure by clicking on this drop down arrow here. This is this little arrow over here on the left, and click show percent. So yep, 33% of this is an A and about 67% is a B. You can change that by moving this over. We could make this one just 33% and 67% for A. So you can change these. You could also choose the equalize angles and it'll make them the same. And you can put more sections in here as well. And you can always change some of those sections to be smaller or bigger and so on, or you can go back and equalize those angles. So now it instead of randomly drawing one ball, we are just going to spin the spinner, and let's just spin it once, and we'll do this 5 times. Do we think we'll get exactly one of each of these? Probably not, but we can see. So let's run this. First time we got a B. That was pretty fast. Let's slow it down so we can see how it works. So first time spun an A, second time spun an E, and then another A, and so on. And so there are our 5 results there. We can put attribute 1 down here on the horizontal axis. So 2 times we got an A, once we got a C, and twice we got an E. We could spin this maybe 500 times. We're not going to watch it go slowly, but instead we can speed this up and see. And when we spun it 500 times, it came out pretty equal. 104 times it was A. It'd be nice if these were in order. A, B, let me see, a C, there's a C. Alright, A, B, C, D, E. So 104 times it spun an A, 93 times it spun a B, 104 times a C, and so on. We could run it another 500 times real quickly, and we get, again, all close, kind of close to about 100. So this is the nice thing about TinkerPlots. It's always nice to do some of these simulations with students concretely, you know, with dice or with spinners or with bags of marbles or something. But you can't obviously do 500 trials very quickly, but you can with TinkerPlots. And also it gives us a nice graph afterwards. We can also put a second spinner in here. So maybe the first time it spins 1 through 5, or it has 5 categories, A, B, C, D, and E, and maybe the second time we just have 2. And let's say something other than A, B, C, D, maybe these are numbers, 1 and 2. So you can change what you're putting in here. You could also put something like cardinals and royals, or whatever you want to put in here. So you can simulate a lot of things, and right now these are set to be equalized angles, so they're 50%. So what's going to happen is it's going to spin this spinner, choose one of these, and then spin this spinner, choose one of those, and put our results over there. Let's just do this 5 times, pretty slowly, and let's run it. So we got an A and royals, B and cardinals. And we can watch it go through, and it's graphing them down here. We can put the join down here on this attribute. So this one was A royals, that happened twice, B cardinals happened twice, and B royals happened once. So notice we only got A's and B's here. Is that very common? We would kind of expect that we should get A through E, so maybe if we did this 500 times, way more quickly, we can see that we do get a lot more options. We had A's, B, C, D, and E for royals, and then A, B, C, D, and E for cardinals. So we got all 10 possibilities when spinning one spinner with 5 options and one spinner with 2 options. So this just kind of gives you a little bit of experience with the mixer and the spinner features of the of TinkerPlots. I recommend looking at the Candy Factory assignment. Look at the notes for the teacher and the worksheet that you'll be doing for the students. On the notes for the teacher, they really walk you through step by step how to do some of the features that we didn't cover in this video. So for doing that activity, you'll need to know those features. So make sure you spend some time on that and follow along with the video. And of course, as always, ask your facilitator if you have any questions.